Welcome back to day 2 of my full body twice per week workout routine that I put together. If you want to see the introductory video where it breaks down the full routine and how to set your starting weight and kind of the goal for progression from week to week, definitely check out the video linked above and then come back here to work out alongside me. I am so glad to be done this workout. I freaking hope it's not as hard next time. I'm just going to be doing my workout and it would be nice to have some music in the background, but I'll leave that to you to add something in the background if you would like. Pause this video, follow along, whatever, if you need to figure things out along the way. The workout is going to consist of overhead shoulder press, superset with overhead dumbbell tricep extensions, followed by chest supported row, supersetted with incline dumbbell flies. And then we're gonna be doing some weighted dips on its own, so you will need a dip setup. And then we are going to superset flat bench bicep curls, getting a deep stretch. So I'll show that one as well for you. If it's not clear or if you haven't seen the original video, we're gonna superset that with split squats. And then we are going to be doing supinated crossover, cross body dumbbell curls, superset with dumbbell RDLs. So we're gonna get into this and I'm gonna be keeping track of what I'm doing in terms of my weights and reps, and hopefully you'll do the same so you can track your progress. So the first thing we are going to be doing is, and sorry, I apologize if the video isn't quite catching everything I'm doing, but we're gonna be starting with overhead press and then supersetting with tricep extensions. So I'm gonna be doing a 60-pound dumbbell tricep extension behind the head. And then my shoulder press, I'm just starting off with 35-pound dumbbells. I've got 35 pounds and then 60 pounds. So big jump, but I am working on ways around that. So I'm gonna get started and I gotta do, I think I'm doing 10. So this is supposed to be roughly a reps in reserve of 2. So we're gonna try to get a nice deep stretch down to the shoulders. Okay, then with the superset, we're gonna take a quick 20-second, maybe 30-second rest to catch breath. Go into the next exercise. By the time we've done that exercise and had, again, a 20-30-second rest, we should be at about a local muscle recovery so we can hit that exercise again. This is a new program for me, so, still getting used to how it's working, and hopefully I'll see some very clear progress with tracking every single rep. Reminds me I gotta write that down. So times 10 reps. And then for the overhead press, after 2 sets, we're doing 2 sets of each. And then we're going to be doing a rest pause with the overhead press. So we're gonna take a quick 20-30-second break and then do as many as possible to failure. That is going to be in most exercises, but not all. So here we go on to the triceps. So we're gonna set up back here. Okay. I forgot to check. 8, yep. Not ideal to be walking while doing this. I'm gonna do 9 because I don't think 8 was quite 2 reps in reserve. I think I needed at least 9 to hit 2 reps in reserve. So I'll make a note of that. 60 times 9 reps. So it was 1 more rep than I thought I was gonna be needing to do. That's okay. Now again, a quick break to catch my breath, and then we'll be doing the overhead press again. Now, if you didn't catch it, or just if you're interested, for the most part, all of last year, 2024, I was just kind of doing my own thing in the gym, doing the exercise I like, making sure it was somewhat well-rounded of a program. Not really a program, somewhat well-rounded throughout the weeks of exercises, and I was seeing pretty consistent progress, week to week, month to month. And then this year, it started to slow down a little bit. I wasn't quite seeing the progress increments that I had hoped for. And so I wanted to make a very clear program specific to the weights I have available, the exercises I'm focusing on, and then track it for 6 weeks and see where we get. All right, set 2 for the dumbbell press. Okay, stopped a rep short. We're gonna be doing a quick rest pause. I stopped a rep short because I'm supposed to be hitting only reps in reserve of 2. And I was kind of pushing it on that one, so didn't quite get the reps on that second set that I thought I would. So maybe I needed a bit longer of a rest. So we'll be doing just a short rest here, and then see how many more reps I can get. 20, 30-second break. And then after that rest pause, we're gonna rep it out to failure, grind it, see what we can get. Okay, try to stay stable as possible here. Okay, 6, I believe. Okay, and you could do that sitting, either just sitting or with backrest, whatever you prefer. It probably would be better for shoulders, and maybe I'll switch to that, who knows. We'll see how things are going. Better to focus more on the shoulder strength if you're sitting with a backrest, but I chose standing for whatever reason. Okay, so the idea is if I can't next time increase my reps for the first 2 sets, I at least want to hope to have an extra rep from the rest pause. Okay, give it a few more seconds here to catch my breath, and then we'll be on to the second set of triceps extensions, and then we'll be moving on to the next set of workouts, which is a chest supported row and the inclined dumbbell flies. Chest supported row I did not test out yet, actually. The dumbbell flies will be the 25 pounds. I think I'll be using 30s for the rows, so we'll get those set up. Okay. So I felt like 9 was the right one in terms of the first set, and hopefully I can hit 9 again on this second set. Okay, I know I could have at least gotten 1 more. 2 more, not so sure. Maybe. Okay, 9. Okay, now on to the chest supported row. We're gonna hit with the 35 pounds and then dumbbell incline flies with the 25s. Okay, and then similarly with this one, we're gonna be doing rest pauses. A rest pause after the second set of the row, and then no rest pause after the second set of the flies. Partly because I don't want to tire out my chest too much with the flies, because I'm primarily going to be focusing on overloading dips as much as I can. So I don't want to fatigue the chest too much with the flies. Okay. Forgot how many I'm supposed to be doing. 8. All right, I'm going for 8. And let's get into it. All right. And then each week, I'm hoping to add at least 1 rep to each set, preferably, if not at least just to one of the sets, and hopefully more after the rest pause as well. And so I'll test my max reps again at the end of the 6-week cycle, and hopefully my max reps will have increased with each exercise in weight. But I did end up deciding to buy some wrist weights that allow me to go up to 5 pounds per wrist, which will, with my limited dumbbells, allow me to more easily overload rather than having to jump from 35 pounds to 60 pounds. And it'll allow me to buy a little bit more of a gap between my dumbbells. Let's get into the second set here of rows, and then the rest pause. Okay, 10. Quick rest pause here. So doing a rest pause can be a good way to add an intensification and more volume to your workout with saving time, rather than doing a full extra set pushing to failure, which the last few reps approaching failure are probably the most important for muscle building stimulus. So taking a short pause and getting as many reps as possible at the end there, right approaching failure another time with less overall reps and time spent. I ended up doing quite a bit there, and some partials at the end. I think I'm gonna need to up my reps for the base sets next time, because that was a lot of extra reps. So we're gonna need to hit at least 12 to 15 next time. Okay, and then the second set of incline flies. I might have to adapt along the way with some of these exercises for the first week or two as I'm adjusting to the program to see how it really is all falling into place. Probably need to take a bit of a breather. More here after that rest pause. So I mentioned some partials at the end there, and doing some long length partials at the end of your workout as you're kind of approaching failure, when you've passed like full form failure, doing a few extra workouts, kind of pushing beyond that failure, can be really helpful for adding more of a stimulus. And if you're not doing that much volume or spending that much time, you want to add some of those intensifying factors, like approaching failure on the last set and doing a rest pause and doing some partials, because that's going to allow you to get a maximum stimulus to the muscle with the minimal time possible. All right, second and final set of flies. So it stops at 8 there. And let's see. Yeah, 8 was the right one. I think 8 was pretty close. I think maybe I could have gotten one more. But yeah, pretty close to failure on those second sets. All right, so let's put these away. All right, I skipped ahead. Now we are in another room with the dip bar. These are going to be weighted dips, and might be difficult with the weights I have available. I might have to get creative in the future weeks. We're going to start with a 35-pound dumbbell. Again, we're going to be reaching for reps in reserve of 2. I'm not sure if I can hit 60 pounds, but depending on how many reps I get with this one, I might try the 60-pound dumbbell as the next progression, depending on how many reps I'm doing with the 35. So I'm still catching my breath here. I know I skipped ahead a little bit, so if you're still struggling to catch your breath after that last superset, feel free to hit that pause button, take a breather if you need a little bit more setup and recovery time. So I mentioned I'm doing the 35 pounds, and we're gonna lock that between the legs. And here we go. Okay, probably 60 pounds would have been too much. I think that was either 1 or 2 reps in reserve. Oh man, did I lose count? I'm gonna call it 10. I might have to double check the video. So we're gonna start with that. Take a quick breather, since this is more of a compound movement and the goal is to be overloading it as much as possible. I'm not supersetting it, so it can allow me to catch my breath and have more of the cardiovascular stamina when it comes to the next set. Man, I didn't anticipate too how much I would feel like I had to be talking, and that's also adding a bit of difficulty in the recovery time. But hopefully this isn't the most boring video you've ever seen. If you are sticking around and following along, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Hopefully it's helpful for you and valuable. But, you know, I think a lot of people are probably going to just, if they're even going to try the program, use the outline and run with it. But hey, if you need the extra motivation, the extra kind of reason to stick to it and follow along, that's great. I figure no harm in posting the video. And yeah. Oh man, definitely harder to talk through the rest, but as long as we get a good enough break here, and I think I'm only supposed to do 2 reps with this too. I'm used to doing 3 or 4 reps for each exercise, so this is a bit weird for me. And I'm used to pushing to failure pretty much on every set. So trying to hold back a couple sets early is difficult for me, but hopefully it'll get easier. Well, I guess it won't have to because I'm going to be trying to advance the reps each time. So I imagine in the first 3 to 4 weeks, I'm going to be hitting failure on the target reps. So, okay. Man, I should probably rest a little longer. I usually get back to it as quick as possible. And without having, normally I just, like I said, go to failure for each set. So it doesn't really matter if I go a minute early, because if I only get 8 reps or 7 reps, I'm still pushing to failure, and I'm doing it 3 or 4 times, so I'm getting the volume in. But with only 2 sets and having a target rep count, I want to make sure I'm rested enough to hit that target. Oh, man. Okay. Those supersets are killer. To do a full, and that's probably why I don't mind usually doing supersets, because if I'm not quite fully recovered by the time I start the next one, at least I'm pushing to failure anyways. But the target count is tough. All right. Feel free to skip past my monologues. Okay, still short of breath, but I think I'm feeling pretty good. We're gonna try to hit 8 to 9 is probably the good target, because I don't think I'll hit 10 this time. Eight. Nine. Yeah, pushing myself to failure. Now I did just remember this is also a rest pause, so I'm taking a quick break, and then I'm gonna rep out body weight as much as possible. I think I'm doing body weight is what I decided. Oh man. And if I didn't specify, these dips are meant to target lower chest. So when you're doing the dip, you're gonna be kind of leaning over a little bit, tipping your chin and chest over top of your hands towards the floor. And that's gonna put a bit more emphasis on the lower chest. Okay, here we go. Okay, reps to failure, 6 and a touch, 6 and a touch. All right, let's head back over to the other room and we'll see what's next. All right, so the next exercise is the flat bench biceps and split squats. So I'll show you the flat bench biceps. Let me adjust the camera here. Make sure we're going to be getting at least a majority of what's going on. Hopefully I didn't screw up some of the other camera angles. That should be okay. I'm still catching my breath from those dips. So, quick demo before I get into it. And I'm going to be using 20 pounds. So a little bit lower than what I would typically use for a bicep curl. But you're going to set up on your back, laying flat on it on your back, with your arms hanging over the edge so that they come down behind your body a little bit, putting the bicep in more of a stretch position. But rather than being sideways on the bench with your bicep just kind of loose and around, we've got the bench here to support us even in that stretch position, which is going to allow a lot more stability and more ability to focus on the exercise itself and the target muscle. I found that I really enjoyed it. And then we're going to be doing split squats 2 sets of each, no rest pauses. My split squats are going to be 35 pounds. Set those up over here. And then the biceps, 20 pounds. All right, are you ready? I'm not sure if I am or not. Okay. All right, so just like this, biceps are stretched but supported. Okay, 10 reps. I think I could have done more than that. But 10 reps as I had planned. And then we'll see what we do with the next second set. And when you're doing that, if you can try to extend your arm forward, like you're pushing forward and kind of making a curve as far out as possible, it can really help focus in on the biceps muscle. Okay, so we're doing our split squats here. Man, the cardio in this workout is worse than I thought. Need a break before the second leg. Whew. I can't do hour-plus workouts, so I have to be as efficient as possible with my time, which is usually why I like to do 3 to 4 workouts per week, not full body, because then you don't have to go through as much cardio stamina. But holy, maybe that's part of why I'm not making as noticeable progress. All right, let's not waste too much more time. Let's get into this. Okay. Take a bit of a break now. Make sure that I've got the cardio to push the local muscles to at least that 2 reps in reserve limit. Yeah, this is more intense than my usual workouts. So hopefully it's not too much for you. If the supersets are a bit too much, you can just rest longer between them. You don't have to get rid of the superset model. It does still allow you more rest to recover the local muscle group without resting as long. So if you need a full minute to recover between each set, at least you're moving on a minute early rather than waiting at least 2 full minutes before starting the second set of the same exercise. At least you're moving on and overall having less rest time. So it definitely still cuts down on the workout. I might need to force myself to rest a little bit more, and hopefully it doesn't make the workouts drag on too long. Gotta make sure I'm capitalizing as much on my free time as possible. And I knew that this was gonna be challenging doing full body exercise workouts, because it was gonna take more time. But we're giving it a go, a good solid go for 6 weeks, making it happen. And then we'll reassess, but I'm probably gonna end up going back to some sort of split. I usually do like a 2-day alternating split, and then I can either do back-to-back workouts, or if I'm busy one day, skip it. If I only have 15 minutes, just do one muscle group and do the rest the next day. It allows a lot more flexibility than the full body workouts, and having a set program. Okay. Geez. My cardio has been struggling lately too. And I haven't been sleeping. That's probably a big part of it. All right. And I could still do more. 12 there. So I did more that time, and I felt that I had more there. So I might just have to increase it for next time. So 12. Probably gonna start with 12 sets next time. Make a note of that. All right, and then split squats. And then we're moving on to the last superset. Jeepers, it's full of supersets, this one. The next one hopefully isn't going to be as bad for cardio, as difficult for cardio. Okay. Curious to see the overall workout time for this. I have a feeling it'll be about in the 40 to 45 minute range, maybe 50. Okay. Okay, here we go. Lose my balance. Okay. Quick rest here. Oh man. Now I'm gonna feel real bad if people are watching this and running through this workout with ease. Keep in mind, I've been 1 to 2 hours short on sleep every night for, well, many months. With a new child and a toddler going through sleep regression, sleep is scarce. So usually I try to hit 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep. It's generally my average, but since having a second child and my daughter, my toddler, having a bit of a sleep regression, now my average has been 6 hours, and it's been taking a toll. That also could very well be the reason why I'm not making as much progress as I would hope to. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh man. When football season starts up again, touch football league in the city, I'm going to struggle if sleep is not coming back. Okay, damn. Oh, that was not the 2 RIR I was expecting. Shite. Okay, so now we're doing supinated cross-body dumbbell curls and RDLs. Let's just get this right out of the way. here. What are the cross bodies? 25s. RDLs are 60s. Should have brought a water bottle. Also, probably not fully hydrated today. Let's adjust the camera angle here. So, that should be fine. The last superset of the night, of the workout. And day 2, it's my first round of day 2, will be in the books. I did not record the first round of day 1, and I probably shouldn't have recorded the first round of day 2, but I had the opportunity with, the ability to not have distractions tonight. So, oh man, I'm really feeling this cardio tonight. Holy. The other thing too, man, it's just thing after thing that's piling on to my excuses. But last night, my wife and I went out on a date, had a bit of wine, and then I was visiting my brother this afternoon, and we had a beer. So there was like, 3 to 4 drinks that I've had in the past 2 days is about as much as I normally have in a month, or more than I had in a month. So I'm sure the alcohol is playing a part in that too. Okay. Okay. So the crossbody supinating dumbbell curls, they're meant to target the brachialis muscle that sits beneath the bicep, the main bulk of the biceps muscles. And the idea is that causing hypertrophy in that muscle will then push the biceps out more, producing a fuller appearance in the arms. So that's why we are doing these ones. Oh, geez. Man, at least they're only 2 sets. Holy, okay. 25 pounds, I believe. And for 8 sets. Okay. So not as much stamina here, hopefully. Okay, those are done. I try to do the up motion while the down motion of the other arm is going, so I'm not resting at the bottom too long. Oh man, lack of sleep, too much alcohol. I'm dehydrated. I hope that's the reason I'm struggling so much, because I do not want to be feeling this every single workout. Okay. Next is the RDLs. I don't have a set count, a rep count yet. I'm thinking probably 8. I guess we'll see. Eight. Let's do that. Try to get 8 again. I gotta be careful. I have some low back issues, and with the big compound leg movements, I tend to tweak my back a bit, so I don't want to overdo it and push it too hard. All right, so I had to go rock my son back to sleep. So Unfortunately, there was a pause in the workout, but fortunately for me, I had a little bit of extra time to catch my breath. So we are on to the last set of the last 2 exercises, going in with the biceps and then the RDLs. So here we go. Okay, quick rest and then the last set of RDLs. Man, I'm a little bit in over my head on this one. I think I went a little bit too hard with the supersets, but time is critical. So I'll just have to remember to rest a little longer between each set next time. And hopefully it doesn't end up taking too much longer to complete the workout. If you've made it this far, thank you. Drop a comment. Let me know that you actually made it this far, because I probably won't believe you if you don't. And if you appreciated this video, hit that like. If you want to see more of this type of video where I just kind of do my different workouts, whatever that may be, for you to follow along and do it kind of in full rather than just showing you each step, but actually keeping you along for the whole ride. Let me know if you want to see more of those, if they're helpful for you. I'll definitely do it. And if you're liking any of my content, check out some more and consider subscribing, as it would really help me out. Okay, here we go. Last set, RDLs. Okay. I don't know if you can see me shaking a little bit there. That's related to a prior injury. When I broke my neck, and I have still some minor nerve damage, mostly in my left shoulder and my left leg. And if I get my foot in the right position, it's called clonus, it just shakes. And so sometimes when doing leg exercises, especially when bent a little bit, and especially when they're already fatigued, it's hard to control that shaking. So it does add a bit level of challenge, but that is it. I am so glad to be done this workout. I freaking hope it's not as hard next time. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.